Hello everybody, I'm Scott Poynton and welcome to another Cooee podcast. I recently travelled to the US Southeast where I met with forest industry people who work for or who are linked to TFT member Enviva. Enviva is the world's largest manufacturer of wood pellets. It's not without controversy. NGOs are concerned for the biodiversity of the southeastern forests, one of the world's major wood baskets. NGOs often paint brands like Enviva as villains, and yet the people who work for those brands are, from my experience, just like you and me, and more often than not, just like the people who work for the NGOs. They have the same hopes, the same aspirations, and often even the same fears. There is a rich potential for common ground and common understanding if we could just sit down and listen to each other. In this podcast, we hear from Lee Jackson, Mr. Experience, with much wisdom to share with the rest of the world. Here I am with Lee Jackson, and Lee is the fibre supply manager for Southampton for Enviva. How are you going, Lee?
I'm doing good.
What does a fibre supply manager do? Tell me about your job.
Well, I'm charged with supplying the fiber to this mill and all the different commodities that we buy it in. That would be microchips, roundwood, which is a whole pulpwood size tree. So my job is to buy it at a reasonable price, at a even keel so that the mill can count on it and not run out of wood. That's basically what I do. I have two young foresters that work for me, and so I spend a lot of my time doing forecasting and managing them to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Do you get out in the forest at all?
Yes, I do, but not enough.
Not enough. You miss it?
I do.
Yeah. As you get more and more in your career, you have to spend more time in the office, isn't it?
Correct. Although I'm getting ready to transition to a new job, which is going to be a sustainability forester, which near as I can tell, I'm going to be out in the woods most of the time, identifying landowners who are not certified and getting them certified so that we can, show that we buy more certified content.
Okay. So how old are you?
I am 66.
66. So you've been around.
Yeah.
I noticed a fascinating photo on the wall of your office, an old black and white photo where you're out in the bush and you're on a harvesting team. So tell me about your background, Lee.
Well, that particular picture you saw was me and my fire crew when we were in Idaho in the mountains. We did mostly firefighting, but we also built a huge horse barn that summer and did trail work and just, I couldn't believe they were paying me to do all that stuff, but it was very enjoyable. And I did that for about 3 summers working for the U.S. Forest Service. And from there, I graduated from Virginia Tech with a degree in forestry and went to work for Weyerhaeuser for about 15 years. Weyerhaeuser Company, timber company.
Where was that, mate?
All over.
Mm-hmm.
I worked in Seattle. I worked in Mississippi. I worked in North Carolina. I did various things, but mostly it had to do with wood procurement and cruising timber or forest inventory. That was my background with them. Then I left them and went to work for various wood dealers, which are kind of middlemen, and where I did the same thing. I'd buy wood, but then I'd resell it to various mills and try to make a profit at it. And worked for myself for a while, cruising timber for other people. Then I got a job at the Hoffman Forest where I got to manage the land, actually the reforestation part of it, the site prep part of it, the whole 9 yards from cradle to grave, selling the timber. I got to do it all. And that was probably the most rewarding job I've ever had. And that was the job I had previous to coming here.
And what brought you to Enviva?
Well, they sold that property and decided not to keep the present staff, so I went looking for something else. This opportunity came available, and I jumped on it.
How long have you been with Enviva, mate?
About 9 months.
About 9 months, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, but it sounds like you've spent a lot of your life out in the forest.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And I think that might answer a question later on about what do you really love. I mean, what do you really love being out there in the bush?
Oh, I do. I do. I always want to know what's over the next hill.
And you enjoy the whole nature of the people you work with and the industry?
Yes, I do. I could be wrong, but I think people in forestry are unique And that's what keeps me, has kept me in it in the past is the associations and the people that I work with.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a family, mate?
I do. I have a wife and 2 children from a previous marriage and 2 children from her previous marriage. So we got 4 children in total together. They're all grown up, and they're all a joy.
What inspires you, mate? What gets you out of bed in the morning?
I think what gets me out of bed is the fact that I'm going to be doing something different every day. It's the challenge and the unknown, I guess. And that's what I kind of dread, maybe possibility of retirement in the future, because I may not have that. But that right now, I'm very challenged. I get to, that's what I like about this company. It's very challenging. And I guess that's what gets me out of bed, yeah.
Yeah, and the new job sounds like it's right up your alley.
Yes.
Getting out and looking at sustainability.
Oh, yes.
Can you name the one thing that has given you the most joy in your life?
Yeah, that's an easy one. It's my 2 sons.
Yeah. How old are your 2 sons?
One of them is 30 and the other one's 28.
Any grandchildren?
Yes, I got 4 on my side of the family and 2 on the other side of the family.
Grandchildren and kids everywhere. That's great. Yeah. That gives you a lot of joy.
It does. It really does.
What about your greatest disappointment?
Really not sure what to say about that. I think maybe it's not a disappointment, but I think I might have enjoyed going into the service like the Coast Guard or something when I got out of school and knocked around like that for a while before I went to get a real job. But then again, I'm not really sure about that. I really don't have any regrets, and I can't think of much disappointment.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that either. You keep going forward and keep moving. Yeah?
And I guess on a personal nature, if you really get down to it, the biggest disappointment was my divorce, I guess. Mm-hmm. So that's probably the biggest thing. Yeah.
Okay. What about the future? What hopes do you have for the future?
Well, I intend to continue growing with this company. I'm looking forward and dreading it at the same time. Retirement in the future. Be taking time off to fish and hunt, which is what I love to do. I love to fish, hunt, and do a lot of woodworking. But I just wonder how much of that you can do 24 hours a day. So, I'm just, the future looks bright. And as long as I've got my health, I will continue to work.
Is there any limit here in terms of when you have to retire?
No, there's no mandatory time. Right. As you said, I'm 66. Right now I have a short-term goal of go until 70 and then reevaluate.
I did mean to ask you about what you did in your spare time, but you like hunting and fishing and being with the grandchildren and the children.
Yes, oh, definitely. I thoroughly enjoy that.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about your worries? What do you worry about? You're a bit worried about retirement by the sounds of it, but, how do you think about the world?
I worry, believe it or not, I worry about the environment, the way things are going. I worry about the present political climate, the polarizing of everybody. I'm basically a conservative, but at the same time, somewhere down the line you have to compromise, and I really worry about there's no compromising going on. Those are my biggest worries, is the environment and the political climate.
There's a lot of tension in the world, isn't there?
Yes, a lot.
What about in the community where you live? Is that a strong feeling there? Is there worry?
I think everybody expresses worry about it, but I live in a smaller community, 30,000, 40,000 people, I guess, in New Bern, North Carolina. It's a beautiful community. It's waterfront. We don't have the stresses that you get up here. I commute up here and work during the week up here and then go home on the weekends.
You've got a place you stay here during the week.
And up here in Tidewater, Virginia, the traffic is terrible. There's people getting killed every time I turn the news on. Somebody was shot and killed, and it's just there's too many people in one little place, and that is those are things that distress me. And yeah,
understand that. I live outside the US, and we hear a lot about the killings and the shootings, the mass shootings here in the US, and you just wonder how these things can happen. And then, yes, you say the tensions in the political situation. I think they've got to break somewhere, and when it breaks, it might not be pretty. It's a bit of a worry. A lot of people outside the US, I mean, I'm sure living here, it's not so easy either.
I think a lot of it is media gives it a lot more attention. You think about how many people are up here in this particular area, this metropolitan area, and percentage-wise, it's probably no worse than it is in my little town in Newbern, as far as frequency, but it just gets a lot of attention. It keeps everybody on edge all the time.
Everybody tense and nervous.
Yeah.
So the last question, and who knows when it's going to come, you seem very fit and healthy, and I was going to ask, when the day comes when you finally do hang up your boots and stop work, what do you think you'll do?
Well, my wife has a list as long as my arm of honeydew projects.
Right.
But even those will give out sooner or later. And there's just so much hunting and fishing I can do. I enjoy it, but it's not one of those things where I wish I could do it all the time. So I probably will volunteer, do a lot of volunteer work for some people. I haven't been real active in my trade associations, and perhaps when I retire, I can get more active in that sort of thing. So
bit of more community service. And
exactly.
Things like that. Well, good for you. Well, no idea when it could come. 70 is still 4 years away.
That's right. Exactly.
And then you'll reassess.
And then maybe I'll make it to 74 or 5.
Why not?
But I think after that, you look at average lifespans, 10 years of retirement would be nice. I think I could live with that and play with the grandkids and watch them grow up and that kind of thing. So,
well, good for you. Well, thanks so much for talking to us today, Lee.
You bet. Thank you.
Appreciate it, mate. Mm-hmm. Good on you. Thank you. You've been listening to Lee Jackson, Mr. Experience. Do listen to the other 10 podcasts in this Enviva Forest Industry People series. I'm Scott Poynton. Thanks for listening.